So for step 37, attaching the tires, this shouldn't be too difficult. We've got a single one-piece rim that's going to go into the tire. And all four tires are exactly the same, which is awesome. So there's our wheel that we've got to use, and there of course is our tire, and again we've got four of them. So I'll set this up and let's put the wheels into the tires. So let's put this in. Now, it doesn't really matter which side of the tire you want to use. They're both identical. I'm just going to pick this side, and we're going to move this on. And of course, the way they're showing it, it's going straight on. There's no, you're not trying to bend it inside. It just goes straight on. There we go. It's interesting that as you're putting these tires on, they're sort of like almost like a powdery situation happening with the wheels. But there we go. There is our wheel into the tire. Now, this is going to be very repetitive, so I've actually gone ahead and done the other three, and I have actually also done all of the white lettering that I normally like to do, which I'm not going to show you here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the white lettering on this one, and we'll move to the next step. But if you would like to see how I do all of that, you can click this video here, and I go through in detail how I actually do these white lettered tires. But I just think it enhances the overall look, especially when it's in motion. It just looks so cool. So that's what I've done with all the tires for this car. So I'm going to go ahead with this, and we'll quickly come back and we'll move on. So there we go. All four wheels are painted up and ready to go. So we can move on to step 38 now, and we're going to attach the wheels to the chassis. So for step 38, attaching the wheels, well, you can see we need to grab this C2 piece, and then of course we've got the little shaft that's got to go into the axle. That's going to slide onto that, and we've got to make sure that the tire fits on properly, because you can see the three holes there on the inside of the rim. Well, they've got to match up with the three knobs on the outside of that. So we're going to do that, and then we've got our lock nut to attach the wheels. Now we have to do that with all four. It's exactly the same because they're the exact same wheels, same tires, etc. So I'll set this up and we'll put the tires on. So based on the instructions, let's work on the rear left tire. Now you can see with this, here's where we're going to put in our little shaft. I'm going to try and keep this as level as possible to start with. There we go. It's in place, because we've got to slide this over top and make sure that that goes on properly. So you can see that. There we go. It's in, and you can see that it's driving the drive shaft, so you know you've got it in the right spot. Now what we've got to do is make sure that this goes in the right spot. And it looks like I've got it correct. So now we're going to grab our lock nut. And we'll attach that on. And there we go. So there is one of our wheels on. So now we'll do the other side. So same thing, I like to get this as level as possible. Slide that over top. Grab this piece here, make sure that goes over top. Nice and easy, yes. So now let's get this one into here. Make sure that actually is in the correct spot. Looks like it is actually. So let's tighten this one on. And there we go. So there are the two rear wheels. Now, because the fronts are identical, I'm just going to go ahead and do those. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then we'll come back and take a quick look. So there we go. All four wheels are now onto the chassis, which basically means the chassis build is complete for the ThunderShot. It's very, very cool. I'm pretty impressed with the overall suspension travel of this car. It's quite incredible, and you can see that it's got, you know, there's a lot of room for jumping, etc. So I'm loving it. I think it's super, super cool. So that means that step 38 is complete, which means that we can now move on to step 39, which is trimming the body. But the thing about this kit is it comes with an already trimmed body and an already painted body. So it's just going to be a matter of getting all of the decals on. So that means that we don't need to do step 39. We don't need to do step 40, so this is all to do with the painting of the body, which leaves us with step 41, putting on the decals. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I don't think you need to see me walk through this whole process, so I'm just going to decal it up, and then we'll come back. Because when you look at step 42, it's the wing. I'm not using the wing. I have to say, personal preference, but I hate the wing on the ThunderShot. I love the car as it looks without it, so I will not be using the wing, so I will be skipping step 42. I will be skipping step 43, and that will mean that we are right at step 44, attaching the body, and the kit will be done. So let's go back to step 41. I'm going to decal this all up. I'll quickly come back and show you, and we'll move on. Well, the first thing we have to do is remove the protective film, and I've got it here, and thought, well, maybe you'd like to see this part, because I often find it looks so different once the film is off. So let's peel away and get this plastic off, because I mean it's kind of hazy white. So when we peel it off, we should have a really nice bright white. Here we go. All right. And the blue should pop too. Oh yeah. Awesome. Yep, very, very cool. So, I mean, now it's really got a nice, clean, bright look. So, that's awesome. Okay, I'll continue. I'm going to put all the decals on. So, here we go. Here is the finished, decaled up body. I think this turned out really, really well. There are a couple of places I sort of messed up a little, I think. Putting this on might have not been lined up quite right. This side looks pretty good, but this side I kind of messed it up a bit. I may go in with a knife and just cut and almost make the same curve so that there's a break in the white and just cut it so that it looks better. But I mean, as a whole, I'm super happy with this, and the red and everything just makes everything pop. So very cool. So that means that step 41 is complete. And of course with 42, the rear wing, I'm not using it, so we're just going to skip over 42. That means 43, we're going to skip over that. Now, what's interesting is, notice that there are holes and then there's the brackets and everything else. The nice thing is, the way this is designed, and I mean similar to the box art, they have a sticker that goes here, and you can see that there are hole markings right there where you could, you know, use a body reamer and take them out. But because I don't want that wing on, I don't need to. So I can just leave it the way that it is. So that's very cool. So again, 43 now is complete because we're not doing it. So that leaves us with step 44, attaching the body. Well, this is going to be super simple because I've got the 3 pins already out. So let's do it. There's our car, and put that down there. And put a pin in there. Put another one on the other side, right there, just like that. Now, you'll notice that it says bend it. I've never found that to be very successful on these. It just seems like a pain in the butt to do, so I'm not going to do it. So all I'm going to do is we're going to push that down and slide the pin through. Come on. There we go. And we're going to just slide that pin right through. And there we go. And to get that off, I'll just use something that's got a, you know, something like that where I can just push the pin or pull the pin out. I'm not worried about it. So that means that the ThunderShot build is complete. Very cool. I love how this has turned out, and I'm pretty impressed. Like, if you look at the suspension travel with this, it really is quite incredible. So this is going to be a very cool kit to take out on the dirt and a track, etc., which I'm going to do, and I'm going to do a nice video of this because this will be a runner. So very cool. So that is the end of the build series for the Tamiya ThunderShot. So if you have any questions, need some other help with your build, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. I hope the build series has been successful and made it easier for your build with the kit. And until next time, we'll see you in another video.